Hello, welcome back again. Really important topic that I wanted to cover, and that is about future-proofing Moodle design. Now, if you know my background, I've been involved in Moodle for a very, very long time, many, many years, and I've seen a lot of courses where people have developed the course. They've used all these cool features that do everything and make it, look fantastic, and it's, so much technology happening. It's great. The students are enjoying it. It's fantastic. And then something happens, there is an update to Moodle and suddenly things break and things stop working and they've got to stop using that feature, or you can't use that component anymore for some reason, or all the content shifts to the side and the colors change and things just go out of place. So what I want you to imagine is that your Moodle course is built so robust that it practically designs itself for the future. There's no more frantic redesigns every time there's an upgrade or every time the new technology changes. So what I want to do is just show you some of the ways that you can make sure that your content and your courses that you're developing have a much longer life, basically future-proofing. So the first thing, and this is what nobody tells you with Moodle, is your course might be just one update away from falling apart. So the hidden risk of Moodle updates is a problem. A new version might be only a security patch. There may be a plugin that suddenly is no longer supported for that minor update, or it could be a major update as well. Suddenly activities don't load, the layout breaks, sections of courses disappear, all that sort of thing. Now, that is a major problem. So we're going to look further into what some of those causes or reasons could be that you need to be aware of. Now, the biggest culprit by far is plugins. So if you've got some really cool plugins that you've installed and you've gone down the process of trying them all out and checked them out and gone, this is great, let's use this plugin because it's amazing, does all of this. And when the Moodle update happens and they update the platform, suddenly you're stuck. What you need to do before you go down the road of trying all these custom plugins, so if they're called plugins, that's fine. But if they're customized ones that you've added in later, always go and have a look at GitHub and see how busy or how consistently the developers update the plugin. So you can go to GitHub and you can see some of the information that's there and go, oh, have they been maintaining it? Do they support people when there's questions? Have a look in the Moodle plugins to see if people have had problems and if they fix them straight away. If that is happening consistently over a period of time, then it might be okay to use that plugin. But if it's not, think again before you start using it. Do you really want to use that plugin? Is it really ideal to have that one? Because, as I said, plugins are one of the biggest causes. Now, the next one is the cost of constant redesigns. Now, what does that mean? Well, you get a new update and you open up your course for the first time after the new update and you go, why is everything all in a different position on the page and doesn't look right and things are all over the place and not styled right? And you then spend the next week updating one course, and then you've got a few more of them to do in the next few weeks as well, where you need to update all of the CSS and change the styling and the layout to try and get it all to work again. That is a major problem. How do you fix that? Again, don't use anything that isn't sort of off-the-shelf HTML or layout or content positioning ways of using stuff with CSS. If you hard code that in or bake it into the code, it can become a problem. It can be, not always, but it can be. So one smart way to get around that is to use things like the Bootstrap framework. And the Bootstrap framework is something that has continued through with Moodle. It has increased as well and been improved and had versions changing in that too. So there can be some changes, but generally it's been pretty good with making sure that your content stays formatted how you wanted it originally. And it also makes it responsive as well. So when you're developing your content in your pages, instead of just using CSS and creating boxes and shapes and trying out random things, look really carefully at how you can be as consistent as possible and make things as easy as possible so there's less chance of them breaking. So that's really, really important. Now, next, how you think about modular design will make things easier as well. So being really smart with using the same design across multiple courses and be consistent with that means that if there is a problem, you know what it is, you find it out in one course, you can go and change that in all of the other courses. Easier, well, hopefully easier, than having to go through and try and fix up all sorts of weird and unusual things that have been put into courses. So be really careful with that to make sure that you're being smart about how you do your design and designing components that will work and go across all of your courses. Much, much easier and more flexible for when you're creating new courses as well. The next thing is looking at things like question banks and the content repositories. So if you can, when you're creating a course, build all of your quizzes and your questions and everything as banks and as repositories, then you can reinsert those into other courses as well. It makes it simpler and easier to structure things. If you have things like books, then you can use books and copy those books between units or between courses. If you, even with pages, you can do the same thing as well, is get the content out of pages and move that to others, but it's easier with the format of a book to be able to transfer that over. So that could be a great way of doing it. At the same time, another idea that helps keep consistency regardless of when Moodle's upgrading is to use SCORM packages. Now, I'm hesitant sometimes with SCORM packages because in Moodle, it's not as nice a user interface for students. But at the same time, if you have an Articulate Rise course that you developed in that other platform and you put that into Moodle, then it doesn't matter if Moodle's updated and the template changes or the theme changes, because that component stays how it is and how it was when you designed it. So there certainly is a case for using things like SCORM packages, things like Articulate Rise, or using H5P, because it all stays contained in its own environment and then gets displayed inside Moodle. So there are other ways of making sure that you can sort of keep things more still flexible, still interactive, but at the same time making sure that you're not going to get swallowed down that problem of Moodle upgrades and updates and things that might break other components. So after saying all of that, if you put all of these things into practice and keep things consistent, don't use too many plugins or unusual plugins especially, but make use of the core components that are in the platform, question banks, content repositories, all that sort of thing, the payoff for you will be that you will actually be looking forward to new updates that happen. So you won't be scared of those updates because you'll be ready. You've got things already organized. And it will save you hours of troubleshooting and things should go a lot more smoothly. And remember that the updates are there for security. The updates are there for new features, which are things that you do probably want and are looking forward to. Just to finish off, future-proofing doesn't just protect your course, it protects your sanity. So if you do want to dive deeper into strategies for future-proofing your Moodle courses, please get in contact. One of the things that we have done a lot of is creating templates and ways of being able to create your content consistently across hundreds of units of courses or hundreds of units for many different clients. So please get in contact. We'd love to be able to help you out if we can. Otherwise, thank you very much. I hope you find that useful and make sure you future-proof your Moodle courses. I'm Chris Reeker. I'll talk to you soon.